How's it going, everyone? This is the old gaming blog here, and I am playing Contagion, the early beta build. I've made a video previously about this game, but there was very little information at the time, and I think that video wasn't very great. I mean, it explained what the game is basically, kind of, but the game wasn't out for public yet at the time. So I'll just make another one, and this is basically my first impressions of the game. This is not a tutorial or anything of the such. The gameplay in the background is from the game, and basically I just want to tell you guys my opinions and thoughts on this so far. Alright, basically this is what started Contagion was a Half-Life 2 modification called Zombie Panic Source. And it was very similar to this one, but obviously with the Half-Life 2 or the first Valve engine limitations, which was very limited. So this is again with the Valve engine, but this is with the second one. So those limitations are a bit widened or a bit more lifted. Obviously, there's still limitations with this game engine, just not as many. Okay, so I'll leave you guys a link in the description where you can read the full trailer of this game, where they explain what the game is a lot better than I ever would. But I'll leave you guys the abridged version here. So basically, Contagion is a co-op survival horror game built on the latest Source engine. The twist with this one, differently from the other one, is there is randomly generated weapons, ammo, and item placements throughout the entire level. So you will never ever play the same game twice. What do I mean by this? So every time you're gonna be playing the same game mode on the same map, the items, the objectives, and pretty much almost everything about the level will change. The map rooms will change as well. The items placement will be completely different, and even the objectives will also change and be randomized. I think I played this game about 10 times, and from those 10 times it felt like I was playing something new. Although the map is the same, and it felt as the same was, it felt pretty like I knew the layout of a map. Some things have changed drastically. Like that room, for example, led to somewhere else, and now it's blocked. And this room was open previously, and it's now locked with a key as well. So it's very dynamic, and I don't think there's many games that do that nowadays, especially on the zombie range of the game. So that is completely unique and new. They know that if the creators know, the guy that made it, if they're just gonna make another zombies game like they did Zombie Panic Source, it's gonna become repetitive and old pretty soon. Come on, let's be honest. Left 4 Dead 2, I love the game to death, Left 4 Dead series, but even with custom maps, even, playing the game, the main campaign, it gets really old and repetitive really soon. It's always the same thing over and over again, there's nothing new added to it. Although yes, there's custom maps and user-generated content, which will keep a game alive for years to come, it still gets old and repetitive pretty soon. With that being said, that is not a problem here. The creators thought about it and they changed it, which I love about. Completely unique. Anyways, it is available through Steam Early Access, but I will keep saying this and we'll keep repeating it. It's still in beta. Okay, the game is very early, so expect crashes, expect compatibility issues, expect frame drops, expect a lot of things. Because it does happen. It has happened. The game has crashed about 4 or 5 times to me, which is not a lot, seeing that I do have 5 hours of gameplay already. It doesn't crash too much, but it happens. It's there. Obviously, it's an early beta, and for an early beta, this game is, oh my god, it's so freaking playable. This game in beta is more playable than many games that are out there already for many months, and they're still not. Daisy, Warzy. That game is. It's been out for ages and it still has a lot of issues. Yeah. Anyways, currently, when I release this video, it's still gonna be in 24 hours. There is a 75% off of Steam Autumn Sale. So it is $3.74, €3.49, or £2.99. Honestly, if you guys are gonna if there was ever a time to get this game, it's now. Okay, it is in beta. The game is not perfect, but for this cheap, get it now. It's like Minecraft, alright? Before it came out, it was cheap. Now it's a stupidly ridiculous, overpriced price. But, this game is already a bit expensive, to my opinion, as a normal price. And I guess it's only going to go up once the game fully comes out. Yes, it's still leeching off the zombie genre that it's out there, but it does it alright, and it's quite different from what we've seen. What this game is not, and I will say this because a lot of people have confusion, is this is not a free roam open world game. It is not. Although the maps are fairly huge and you can go to a lot of areas, the source engine just limits the game from being an open world, so I don't think it will ever be. But who knows, it might be. Now, things I like about the game, basically I like the zombie killing system of headshots only. There's not that many zombie games, or any at all that I can remember at the moment, that use the only headshots. I can empty the entire clip of this gun or any assault rifle on a zombie's body and it won't even slow them down. One shot to the heads and they're dead. And that's how you should kill zombies. That's how a zombie game should be. Thank God. Finally, there's a zombies game that it's headshots only. And it works. It works quite well. Finally, that's great. I love the headshots only. And as every zombie game should be, we all know they only die with a headshot, not with body shots. This game does it perfectly. Now, I will say, if you shoot zombies with a shotgun or with any other powerful weapon on their limbs, it will take their limbs away. It will show visible damage, but it won't. It will slow them down, but it won't stop them. Only a headshot will kill them again, because they're dead already. Anyways, another thing I like, and another unique thing, is the phone. It's showing right now. You got a smartphone which you can use as a flashlight. You can see the GPS tell you the objectives. You can read text messages and communicate with other players as well. Again, that is very unique. I've never seen any other game use the phone like this one does. Obviously, on GTA games there's the phone, but we're talking about the zombie genre games. I don't think I've seen with the phone, and this one uses it. Although you can't really communicate out of it, you do have a map on it that works very well, and you got texts that tell you the game objectives. Again, very unique and very well thought of. Now, the game is in beta at the moment, but when it's going to be full, it will have community content support, meaning that people will be able to make custom missions, custom maps, custom weapons, custom everything like we have any other Source game. Skyrim, Left 4 Dead, Portal, Half-Life, all these games, this one will have it as well. So let me just say that now. Now, quickly talk about the game modes that the game offers. This one that I'm playing is Escape. Is what you're watching right now. Basically, it's exactly as it sounds. There's completely random objectives, survive the game, and then last but not least, escape. Get out alive. That's the whole idea. It's tougher than it seems, and again, I don't think I've ever escaped alive, because I always either get myself killed, don't know how to do the objectives properly, because they change so much and they're so different, and when I do know what to do, I get killed, and then I don't know where to go, because it's difficult to navigate through this area as it should be. It kind of reminds me of a Resident Evil series of games where you can free roam and walk anywhere between this one area that is full of doors and rooms, and you got to know which order of rooms to go to. So it does kind of make me feel like it is a Resident Evil game, but kind of better than Resident Evil games are or should be. So yeah, that's fantastic. There's 3 game modes and 4 maps, which is not much, and people do complain about that. But then again, I'll keep repeating this word: beta, early beta. It is very early in the game. It is very soon to add anything. So there's very little at the moment. There is going to be a couple of new maps coming and more new weapons and new stuff on this next big update that they're gonna have in the next couple of days. They do support the game a lot. There's updates and there's fixes and things coming out every single day, even if you don't notice it's there, you know what I mean? And there's massive big ones coming every week or so. So the game is being fully supported with the community involvement, and I will drop my own suggestions and say some of the bugs and errors that I've experienced, which they probably know, but I'll still put it there. Second game mode, and I keep getting sidetracked here, so I apologize that. Second game mode is called Extraction. Basically, you are put off on a big town or in a big villa filled with houses, and you gotta go find the survivors through your phone. You get the locations, and you gotta find on the GPS. You gotta hold off the horde that will come for those survivors, and then you gotta rescue them. So basically, you start in the spawning area, you go to a house, hold off the horde, and then go to the extraction area where the survivors will then escape, and they will drop resources to you. There could be weapons, healing, ammo, everything that you need that you're scarce with, they will drop for you, which is, fantastic. Keeps you holding on until you do it enough. Now, that game modes, I have played a little bit, but I haven't played too much because it feels too repetitive and too boring, to be quite honest. At least for now, because it was only one map, so it always the same map, with always the same objectives. After 3 or 4 times, it just feels boring and repetitive. You rescue survivors, you do it again, game over, rinse and repeat, pardon, and that's pretty much it. It's boring, but, it's there. Last but not least, it's Hunted. Hunted is a free-for-all player versus player mode, where you not only have to worry about the hordes of zombies, but you have to worry about other people that are in the game. And there could be, I think at the moment, the maximum is 16 people, but I think they will put up to 32 eventually. So, basically, you have to either work as a team or work against each other. You can kill the zombies, you can kill the players, but at some point, players will just screw themselves over because you are going to kill the other player and then just take their loot, their weapons, and their ammo. And the another thing that happens is when you kill somebody and they'll die, they won't just die. They will come back as a zombie, and then they'll have to try and kill you until every single player dies, and then the game just restarts itself. Kind of like the mod that the game is based off, the Zombie Panic Source. On Zombie Panic Source, there's half of people are zombies and the other half are the survivors, and then you gotta fight off. And once you get infected or once you die, you become a zombie, of course. And you gotta kill the other players. Final thoughts about this game. Again, I do recommend to get the game as a discounted price. I would not recommend getting a full price at the moment. I do find the game to be a little bit pricey, but there's always going to be discounts here and there, even if you miss it now. There's people that bought the game before the sale, full price, and they're a bit annoyed about that, so I've seen some people getting pissed off about it. Don't be pissed off about it. You just missed the sale, it's fine. Just enjoy the game regardless. Just because you spent 4 or 5 times more the amount of game doesn't mean you won't get as much enjoyment. To me, it's not worth that much, but £3, $3.74 or whatever, or $4 or whatever it was, it's cheap enough. It's a good game. It's still early beta, so there are issues with it. It's highly playable, even on low-end machines. I do have a mediocre gaming computer, but I do suffer with some issues still of lag and just stability issues at the moment, which is to be expected. The game is still very stable, highly playable, and it's overall a great game. I will do a video series about this game pretty soon, I promise. This is just my first thoughts and my first opinions on the game. I'm now playing solo. I will obviously do co-op playthroughs of this. All the game modes, which are 3 game modes at the moment. I hope they add more. Very unique game modes as well. And yeah, great game, great price. So far it's been great. It's not excellent, it's not perfect. It's far from it at the moment. But it's being fully supported, be part of the development while it's still being developed. And we can all together have a great game and have a, play very nice. This has been all, and thank you for watching, and peace out.